Let me tell you a story. The aeroplane in the New York building. 20 years ago, the bad group decided to fly on an aeroplane. They decided to split up and fly on 4 different aeroplanes. Since the date matches the emergency number, they decided to do something really bad. When the first aeroplane was in the sky, the bad group decided to visit aeroplane driver. When they visit the aeroplane driver, the bad group decides to kill aeroplane driver. After they do that, they took over the aeroplane from the aeroplane driver. They called it hijacking the aircraft. The bad group decided to fly to New York City. When they do, they see 2 really tall identical buildings. The bad group decides to get rid of one of the buildings, so they let the aeroplane fly into the building. The aeroplane crashes into that building, which created a severe damage in it. The Windows 98 computer was destroyed. Also, the main server computers were destroyed as well. Most of them were running Windows 2000 Advanced Server and some Windows NT Enterprise servers. On the second aeroplane, when it was in the sky, the bad group in the second aeroplane also decides to visit aeroplane driver, kill him and take over from him. They also called it hijacking the aircraft and flew to New York. They found one tall building damaged and the other one not damaged. They decided to do what bad group on aeroplane 1 did. They allowed the aeroplane to fly into building 2. The second aeroplane crashed into the second building, just like the first building. Now another Windows 98 computer was destroyed. Another set of main server computers were destroyed as well. Now, both buildings were severely damaged. The whole of New York City was screaming and in shock. Everybody is terrified. All aeroplanes stopped flying for the day. People were jumping out of the building since there was no way out. Most of them are Windows 98 users since Windows 98 was the operating system they mostly used. People were calling for help. They had no idea what was happening. The 2 buildings were the World Trade Center and so many people worked there and the people on the topmost level were trapped. After all the chaos, the second building totally collapsed. Later on, the first building collapsed as well. People died in the collapse. After both buildings collapsed, everybody was in fear, had stricter aeroplane rules and is depressed about the World Trade Center not there anymore. We don't know what happened on the 2 other aeroplanes. But one of them did not make it to the president's place. And that ends the story on the aeroplane in the New York building. The end.